Hey guys, this is Matt, and this is going to be a video about Robin Williams and talking a little bit about some of his movies and showing some of the films of his that I own that I'll briefly talk about each one. I have a pile of them right here, and sadly he's no longer with us as of 5 years ago. Next month marks 5 years since we've sadly lost him to suicide. He's very missed. I loved Robin Williams. I still do. And he's got a lot of movies and many different type of movies. And I have not even seen nearly all of them still. There's a few that I own. Next month I'm going to be doing a marathon for Robin Williams, watching and reviewing as many of his movies as I can. Probably not every single one, but a good deal of them. I already own this stack here that I have, but I'm going to try to find a few more in the meantime. And I'll just go through them one by one and show off the ones I have. And I'll be posting the reviews for them as I watch them on the Galluzzo Reviews Facebook page. So I'll be doing that probably next month because August is going to be the exact 5 years. I think that's a good time to look back on his career, celebrate his movies, celebrate his life. So if I end up going in chronological order of release, probably the first film I would go with would be this one, Good Morning Vietnam. This is a film that is considered one of his best. I think he was nominated for Oscars for this. And it's a good mix of comedy, drama. It's based on true events. So this is definitely a good one. I've only seen this one like once or twice. So it'll be good to watch this again. Start off the marathon on a very good note with this one. I know he has films before this from the early and mid 80s like Popeye and such. If I can find those to watch, maybe I will. If not, since this is the earliest one of his that I own, I'll just start with this one. After that would be a childhood favorite of mine and one of my favorites of his, where he teamed up with Steven Spielberg, Hook. Dustin Hoffman as Captain Hook, Robin Williams as the adult Peter Pan. Great John Williams soundtrack, lots of adventure, lots of spectacle. I've liked it since I was a kid. I still like it now, mostly because of the cast, the score, and just the idea of it. It's an adult Peter Pan trying to save his kids from Captain Hook. Maybe not one of Spielberg's very best movies, but still enjoyable. So this will be good because, yes, I've seen this a lot over the years, but it's always good to watch Hook again. And plus I can write a little review of it as well. Next up, we have another classic, which the live-action version is in theaters now, Aladdin. Now, he did many animated films over the years. I believe this was his first one. He's the voice of the genie, of course. And this DVD is pretty rare. I don't even know if it's still around or if it's out of print. And there were other animated movies. There was Return of Jafar. And then there was a third Aladdin, Aladdin and the King of Thieves, I think. And that's the one where he returned as the voice, because he didn't do the second one. So if I can find the third film where he's the genie again, I want to watch both of these together, because I may not watch all of his animated stuff, but definitely as the genie. I think that's his most iconic voiceover role. And no, I haven't seen the live action one with Will Smith as the genie. Next up is yet another classic, Mrs. Doubtfire. Very enjoyable movie, great mix of comedy, drama. Pretty much the whole family can watch this. It's PG-13, but it's pretty much for the whole family. And good makeup effects for him as Mrs. Doubtfire. And it's just a fun, heartwarming, funny movie. Definitely one of his best, definitely one of his biggest hits. Has Pierce Brosnan, Sally Field. So this will be a fun one to watch, because just like with a lot of these Robin Williams films, I haven't necessarily seen them a lot over the years. I would say Hook is one of the only ones. Hook and Jumanji are the ones I've seen a ton. But like even this, I haven't seen that much over the years. So this will be good to rewatch and put some thoughts up on it, because I do enjoy this movie. And then another childhood favorite, and probably like Hook, the one that I've seen the most of his, Jumanji. And I love this movie. It's a fun adventure for the whole family. It has a fast pace, pretty decent effects for the time. Robin Williams does a good job. It's good to see him in a movie like this. Good supporting cast, good music score. This DVD is good. It has a lot of extra features. So this is just a really good 90s adventure movie. One of his best, one of my favorites. And no, I haven't seen the one with Dwayne Johnson, because I don't really care about that one. This is Jumanji for me, this one, not the new sequels. So this is another one of those that be fun to look back on now and give some thoughts on it, because I have a lot of reviews on my Facebook page of all different movies, but I really haven't talked about any Robin Williams movies or reviewed any of them or talked about any of them. So this video is the first step of talking about these movies, and then when I do the review next month, I'll actually be putting up some short reviews of each of these. Maybe I'll make a video for some, I don't know. So the next one here, I got this actually a few months ago. Jack, where he's a 10-year-old in a grown-up's body. I watched it, it was alright. It wasn't as funny as I thought it would be, and then even like the drama didn't really do much for me, but I'll watch this again. When I do the marathon, maybe with that in mind, I'll enjoy it more. But so far, I can say it's not one of my favorites of his, but I have to watch it again. I've only seen it one time. So, Jack, that'll be on there. Next up after that, which came out in the same year as Jack, 1996, The Birdcage. This is a hilarious movie. Gene Hackman's also in it, that's a plus. And this is, I don't know if it's underrated. I think it did pretty well at the time. But this is just a very entertaining movie. I've only seen this one once or twice as well, so this will be good to rewatch as well. And with a lot of these Robin Williams movies, they're all different type of movies. That's what I like. I mean, Jumanji's a fantasy adventure. This is like a satirical comedy. Mrs. Doubtfire is kind of like a comedy with some drama. You know, Aladdin's animated. He's a voiceover. So it's like it's a good variety. I'm not going to feel like I'm just watching the same movie over and over again. It's a good combination of different type of movies. And here we have Good Will Hunting, in which he won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. And Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, they're in it. They wrote the screenplay. And this is another one. I've only seen this once a long time ago. And this is going to be one of the most dramatic ones of all the movies I've looked at so far here. This one is the most of a drama, and that's also why he won the Oscar. And deservedly so, because he's a great actor. So this will be a good one to get to, Good Will Hunting. Then we get into the sort of thriller drama phase of his career. He did a bunch of movies after Good Will Hunting, which I don't own any of those. He did Flubber, Patch Adams, What Dreams May Come, Bicentennial Man, those very sentimental comedy drama films. And I think he was either getting burned out of doing those or he just wanted to try something different. So after a string of those, which if I can get my hands on any of those, I'll include those in the marathon. I don't have any of them right now, though. So then he segued into this film, 1 Hour Photo, playing Cy the Photo Guy. It's a very creepy psychological thriller. He's a guy who develops people's photos and he gets a fixation on this one family. And it's definitely a very different Robin Williams performance compared to all these other ones. Very creepy, and he's really damn good in this. Very creepy, very effective. Really disappears into a character. And it's not gory, it's not horror, it's not a thriller. It's kind of a thriller, but it's definitely not like a horror or gory or action. It's just a very deliberately paced psychological tension type movie. And I'm not sure if he won any awards for this, but he deserved to win for this too. So this will be a good creepy one to revisit, because I haven't seen this in a while either. Then he did this film, Insomnia, with Al Pacino, directed by Christopher Nolan, who would go on to do the Dark Knight movies. And again, he plays a very creepy character in this. It's in Alaska during the time when the sun never sets. And he's this novelist who killed someone, and he's taunting Al Pacino's cop about it, and Al Pacino is not sleeping because the sun won't go down. Very creepy movie, well done psychological thriller, great early Christopher Nolan movie. And I haven't seen this in a while either, so this will be good to rewatch again, Insomnia. Then The Final Cut. Another thriller. This is like a sci-fi type thriller where he sees something he shouldn't have. He's on the run. And I've actually never seen this movie. I've owned it for years, never watched it. So this is a good time to finally give this a watch. It looks good. He's probably good in it. And then there were other movies in the mid-2000s. He did voiceovers for Happy Feet 1 and 2 and Robots and some other stuff. He was in the Night at the Museum movies, which I haven't seen those. And I do have Happy Feet and Robots. I don't know if I'll watch those because the movies themselves are just alright, and he's a supporting voiceover role. The only other movie that I have in there is this one, RV, which goes back to his sort of family comedy route that he used to do in the 90s. Those family comedies. And this is an enjoyable film. I've seen this. RV. And he did a couple movies after this, Old Dogs with John Travolta and such. So that's about 12 movies here. All of these I will watch and review on my Facebook page for the upcoming Robin Williams Marathon. Probably do that next month in August. And some of the other movies I mentioned that I don't have, I will try to acquire in that time and add to this, because I think he deserves it. He deserves a marathon. He deserves to have all these rewatched and reviewed, because he's greatly missed, and he was a really talented guy. He could do comedy, drama, adult-oriented films, family films, and so on. So, in honor of Robin Williams, and marking the 5 years since his death, that'll be coming your way soon, the Robin Williams Marathon, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching this video, and we will see you next time. See you later.